What's up, my beautiful wasteless wonders? Welcome back to another update. And man, I tell you what, this one is a big one. Excuse the sort of bit of lateness on it. It's been a wild couple of months, a real roller coaster. And I guess that's kind of what I want to touch on a little bit about today. But before I do, I really want to invite a massive warm welcome to three new members, which two of them were actually from earlier on. I didn't get a chance to mention one of them in the previous update, but before I go any further, I just want to welcome Ahmad, Taylor, and just recently, our most recent new member, Caleb. Caleb, I haven't met the other two in person. I really hope at some point I do. And please communicate, send me messages. I'd love to get to know you more. Everyone in this group is absolutely incredible. I know most of them at this point in time in person. They've been involved in some of the work that we're doing, or I know them from my past life. Like Caleb, he's worked with me. He's a beautiful man, and I'm excited to have him as a part of our team as well, along with Ahmad and Taylor. So welcome to the team, guys. I do say this a lot, but you guys are a part of the Wasteless World team. You guys help to give, you're a soundboard, you're a reflection of the decisions and the direction that we are actually moving this project towards. And the end goal really here for me, and my desire in life, is to be able to create a purpose-driven life where I'm able to live a proud and comfortable life that supports my community, supports my family, myself, but also the larger community, the world, our planet, and doing that through business, inspiring a new way to do business, looking at environmental problems such as the plastic problem, such as invasive species, and then creating economic models that incentivize extracting that problem from the environment and turning it into an economic opportunity. So we've shown two examples of that throughout our last 6 years of operating. One's with the plastic, turning that into synthetic wood, which then has a high value and can fund the development of infrastructure and education around waste management, and specifically plastic pollution, something I'm very passionate about and determined to help have an impact on cleaning up this huge problem. And the other one is the lionfish project, Pes Leon, where we're turning an invasive fish into an opportunity for local fishermen in the Caribbean to help protect their environment and livelihoods and future as well, and our environment. It's all connected. So that's our mission, that's my goal in life, is to really try and inspire a different type of business, a way of looking at things that's more in tune with our environment. And I'm really glad that you guys are along with me on this journey, but it's not always smooth. And so that's part of the reason why I guess I've just been like head down for the last month and a half, just working like crazy, so much, not even taking time off to try and sort of make a video, because the videos can take time. And I'm probably not going to edit this video very much. I woke up this morning, you guys were the first thing in my mind. I woke up going, oh man, the Patreon supporters, my video is a bit late. I should get on there and touch base with you guys. So thank you for your patience and for sticking by us. If I'm ever a little bit MIA or quiet, it's usually because I'm just like putting the blinkers on. One of my biggest strengths is also one of my biggest weaknesses, which is I'm excitable. I see opportunity in every corner and I see the possibilities that can be done, but it also means that I can be very easily distracted. And this is something I know about myself, and I'm constantly having to remind myself just to be like, no, all right, let's just focus on what's the most important thing and move that forwards, because that's going to help trigger bridges towards other things that we want to achieve. And right now, what that sort of looks like is really putting most of my energy into the Pes Leon business. And the reason for that, and I've said this so many times, is it's a business model that we've seen operate and be successful and fund other research and development since we started it. Of course, we've had plenty of challenges with it in the early days before we came up with the jewelry. I thought I was wearing some, not too early in the morning. before we came up with the jewelry, we were trying to make the meat work in the community because it's beautiful meat, but we were losing money. And so, but do you know what was funding all of that? It was actually, well, there was a bunch of different things, but once we got it going, it started funding the development of the plastic lumber project. And so, same thing. I see a huge uh, like opportunity to be able to generate funds through something that's already directly impacting our communities and our environment in a positive way. The Pest-Leon project, it's a beautiful project and I love it. I really am excited about developing that and expanding that and taking that to the world. And that's what I've been doing. So even though May was it was tough. It was I did an update for May, and I haven't even published it because I just felt like it was a little bit negative, and I was in a bit of a dark space. But I guess I probably should, and I will, and maybe it won't be in order, but just for transparency and um, authenticity, I may just post that anyway. But I was in a bit of a dark place at the end of May because all of May just it was mayhem. I should I could say mayhem. My phone broke, my computer broke, my car broke. Like I had about $8,500 of unexpected expenses that month. It rained the whole month, pretty much all of May and June rained, so we lost a whole bunch of markets. Which, after such a successful summer of markets, I quit all my other sort of jobs that were giving me an income to focus on that. Invested a bunch into raw materials, and then all of a sudden the market stopped, which is part of the game, I guess. Business, if you've ever tried to start your own business, you know what it's like. It's not easy. But there's a saying which, Caleb, you've probably heard me say this before. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And it's something that I've always resonated with. And that is simply it's like a mantra that I tell myself often when I'm going through these tough times or through these challenges where when it rains, it pours, excuse the pun, but yeah, it was raining all May and June. And yeah, so it cost me a lot. We lost a lot of income. We just invested a bunch of money into raw materials. It was a challenging month, and of course we've got this huge trip planned at the end of this year, which is important because we need to be able to maintain that relationship with these key stakeholders within the areas that we're working, but also there's a number of systems and protocols that we need to solidify or even improve to secure our supply chain and connection with everything that's going over there. So super important for the business. So we have to get over. But of course, with the cost of living and flights and everything like that, and getting smashed in May and June, it really put us back. And so that's why I kind of just had to put my head down, my ass up, and been doing as much kind of extra work as I possibly can to fill up the bank account or refill the bank account, stabilize things. And yeah, as I said, tough times don't last. Tough people do. So I just, knuckled in and worked really hard. And you know, at the end of June, there was like a flipping point. And it was funny how like literally from one week to the other, all of a sudden, I started getting some really nice income coming in through different avenues. And during that time as well, I made the most of the fact that not only did I break my car and all these other, assets of mine, I broke my wrist, which I've got the splint. It's in a splint, but at the moment I've got it out, so it's feeling much better. But yeah, that forced me to really slow down and just focus on planning. I couldn't do any physical work, and I just put all my energy into getting the online e-commerce store set up. And I'm so excited. A lot of you who are obviously a paid member already know a lot of this because you're in the WhatsApp group where we have a little bit more of an intimate, regular communication. If you want to be a part of that group, then even just consider doing one of the smallest contributions. I have to give those guys just that little bit of extra juice or a little bit of benefits because they are really helping through these times like May and June. You don't have any idea how much that extra little bit of monthly financial support that enables us to plan and budget around, how much difference that actually makes. And I know it's not a lot at the moment. We'd love to be able to grow our Patreon team So if you know anybody that might be interested in joining, please send this out to them. But we finished the e-commerce page. So that is something that's going to help funnel more funds in once we get out and start really promoting and getting loud. That's always been the mission for the Lionfish Project, is to help support the development of other cool projects and fund a cool life. Furthermore than just completing the e-commerce page, we made it live and literally woke up the next morning and there was already the first order from California. So that's huge. We've already made our first online sale. We've proven the system works and tested everything. So now it's just about getting it out to as many people as possible. So I'll talk about how you can help with that in a bit. So right now, moving forward, so I'm going to sort of wrap this up because I know it's already been a long thing. I had to get out and make a message for you guys, let you know you're on my mind. Like, I care about you guys. And but I'm just full steam ahead. We've got 10 weeks left before we leave to Panama. So we bought our tickets, which is exciting. We haven't got the return tickets yet, just because we're sort of trying to figure out exactly what the plan is. We've got a pretty clear idea, but also it's a financial thing, to be honest. We've got to sell a bunch of stuff and organize because there's also other things that we're trying to fund as well, which I'm going to touch on right now. So why is this trip? First off, well, one, for Wasteless World, we're investigating two areas up in Bocas del Toro and also down in Panama who obviously are struggling with their waste management, need a lot of support, like plenty of places around the world, but have asked us. We've got connections with the businesses in those areas, with the people, the community, and this area in Colombia has also asked us to support. So we're going down to do a bit of a feasibility study on where Wasteless World, the new Wasteless World organization, once we're registered as an Australian charity, will start raising funds to support whichever community we decide on. So that's kind of what we're doing with Wasteless World. There is a feasibility study on the two areas, researching, getting as much data about what the current situation is, so that we can then look at what we're going to do next year to support those communities. And then, of course, for the Pez Leon project, the Lionfish project, I already kind of mentioned, but the idea there is to secure our supply chain, improve some of the operation protocols, and also do a little bit of publicity, like do some education and awareness programs, do a huge tournament whilst we're there, give some limelight to the fishermen who are the star of the show, and of course, eat a bunch of lionfish and have a great time. So that's something that we're looking at doing. We may even look at doing something with the Lionfish Project down in Santa Marta in Colombia, because that's also an area that's affected and that we're going to be. So, and we've got connections there as well. But before we wrap it up, how can you help? So there's so much going on right now, and the number one way, obviously, to be able to really give us that extra bit of stability to plan is by what all of our paid members are currently doing. Just giving a couple of bucks out of their whole month with everybody else, that helps give us something extra that we're able to plan ahead with. Of course, online sales is now, like at our website, on our e-commerce page. If you're looking for a birthday gift or a gift for someone or for yourself or for the planet, this Pez Leon, it does it all. So check out our website. And last but not least, a big expense that's currently sort of something we're trying to raise funds for is the registration of Wasteless World as an Australian charity. We've spoken about it, and we've decided as the directors who are going to be the initial sort of starting team, that we've all got a lot of different projects that we're doing. And Greg and myself, we're both obviously trying to make sure we've got enough funds to cover this huge trip that we're about to do. And so the extra $5,000 that we need, Australian dollars, that we need, which is about £3,000 or something like that, to register Wasteless World, is just an extra expense that we would prefer to get the people who believe in what we're doing to help cover some of those costs as well. We're happy to chip in ourselves, but we've decided we're going to do a campaign to basically gather up some support. So before we go fully public with that, I wanted to ask you guys if you can help share around, or help with whatever you can, just to give that campaign a little bit of a starting block. They sort of say that before you go big and public, if you've already got some donations in there, people are more inclined to donate to something that they can see other people have already donated to. So before we sort of go big and public with the GoFundMe, I'm going to put a link here. If anyone can make a contribution, that would be amazing. We've decided that we're going to put 10% of all online sales, and this is probably just something we're going to keep going with, but in these early stages as like a, I guess, a promotion, an exciting thing, and also just to really lock in that idea that the Pest Leon project is also here to support the development of plastic pollution solutions and waste problems through the Wasteless World project. So 10% of all online sales are going to be donated to the Wasteless World mission and project. Let's help raise some funds to get the Wasteless World project registered as an Australian charity. That will allow us to tap into a lot more funding from Australia that we can then filter into projects supporting communities around the world. And yeah, well, that was a big spiel. I hope you could feel the excitement, the passion that I'm feeling at the moment. Sorry, it took me a little while to get to you guys. If that ever happens, just know it's because I've got the blinkers on, right? But there's only so long I can not think about you guys and go, oh, I've got to update them. So thank you for your patience. Thanks for sticking by us. If you know anyone else that might want to join our team, please. This video I'm going to make available so it can be shared rather than just for like the paid members, for example. So yeah, invite anyone around that might be interested in being a part of a team that's helping to make the world a place where we waste less and we love a whole lot more. So until next time, love you guys and thank you. Cheers.